Welcome to another episode of Salty Country. It's a beautiful day. It's in the probably mid 70s right now. Started out this morning in a light jacket and jeans. Got back home after lunch after dropping off the jet ski to get serviced and had to get some shorts on. It seems like it's gone from spring to summer quick. Here the last several nights it's been low 40s, so got out here and cut this west yard for the first time. Usually starting out I like to mow it low because a lot of the Bermuda grass hasn't really started growing yet. It's still kind of dormant because the temperatures were still dropping too low at night. But we'll take a look at it real quick. The main reason I start cutting down the middle and I blow the leaves, what little bit of leaves and debris are in the yard, try to blow most of them to the edge. So I blew whatever I didn't completely pulverize, made it down there to that part. And then this hickory tree right here is really starting to get the leaves on it. It's budding out good. But the one bad thing about hickory trees is they drop a lot of limbs, little small limbs. So I got to get out here with the trailer behind the four-wheeler and the rake and get the majority of these limbs up, and I'll get them thrown on the burn pile. Got to get over there by the building, get some of those leaves cleaned up. See, the tractor's out. I went today and got a new battery. Some of y'all that have watched the past episodes saw that I took the battery off, charged it, put it back on, and it started it up. But then I went back down later on to start it to put the exhaust gasket on when I pull the muffler off to check it, and wouldn't start. So it's crazy. I don't know if you've bought a battery lately, but they're outrageous. I paid $160 something for a battery for that tractor. But anyway, you gotta have it. I'm gonna probably get out here and do a little bit of bush hogging in some areas, but the main reason I needed to get the tractor going was I'm gonna put on the tiller on the back, on the 3-point, and get up in the garden area, get the garden area tilled under. I think Melody's got about 8 tomato plants that she wants to get set out. So we'll probably work on that tomorrow. But Yanmar is ready for another season. I just checked, I think it was last spring or summer, changed the oil and pretty much all of the equipment. And I always write the hours on the end of the filter so I'll know. And I've put about 11 hours on that tractor in a year. So most of that is in the bottoms, just going around the roadway and bush hogging down there. Some of it's up here down at pasture 2 where we have the burn pile. I usually bush hog that a couple times a year. Back here in the back where I had the 2 burn piles that I just finished burning, that pasture I had to do some bush hogging there also. But anyway, I want to get out here and see if I can get into something else, so stick around. Some of you may have watched a past episode when I bought this fuel tank and redid it. One thing that I've determined with this thing is this housing on this cable is not stripped back far enough, so I can get to the positive and negative on a big battery. You know, it's fine for like a four-wheeler battery or something like that, but if you're going to put it on a full-size battery like on the Bobcat or the excavator, it don't work. It won't spread apart enough. So take these cutters and see if I can just work my way down this, stripping this housing off this cable. Wind has gotten up since this morning. They said it was going to be a breezy day. This morning it was perfectly still, but it's probably 15, 20 mile an hour winds this afternoon. When I was out there mowing, it was blowing a lot of the shavings right back in my face. I think I probably need to go down about 3 inches or so on here. 3 inches down on this probably give me 6 inches extra when I'm pulling the wires each way. So take my time and get this stripped back. It's got some strings inside it to give it strength. Need to cut some of them. This weekend is the Masters golf tournament here in Augusta, Georgia. And a lot of people are out there watching it, if they could get tickets, of course. I didn't know this. I was talking to a co-worker yesterday. I've never went to the Masters. It's a 3+ hour drive to get out there, so I just never have been a big fan of wanting to go out there. I enjoy watching it on TV sometimes. I usually, Sunday afternoon, look at it, see who's leading on the final round, and watch the last couple hours of it sometimes, not all the time. Alright, let's see. Maybe. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more slack. Make sure that I'm good for sure. I'm going to, while I got this fuel tank out, it's been in the garage. The reason why it's sitting out here today is I had to get it out of the way. It was blocking the way for me to get the jet ski out of the garage to go drop it off and get it serviced. So while I got it out, I'm going to fuel up the Bobcat here in a little bit, and I really just want to connect it to the Bobcat battery, and when I do the excavator I won't be able to connect it to the excavator battery. And That way, whatever piece of equipment I'm using, I can just pull it there. These leads will separate far enough that I can hook it up to whatever battery on whatever piece of equipment. Today, I think, is also the opening day of turkey season. I am not a turkey hunter, never tried it. The turkey population here was basically non-existent when I was a kid. I think they just got hunted almost to the point of being just completely gone from the area. They've made a big comeback here in the last 10 or 15 years. A lot of times when I'm on my way in from work, I'll see several turkeys in the fields within a quarter mile of here. The coyotes have kind of hindered that. That looks like that'll work. Yeah, the coyotes have affected a lot of things here in the South. When they started moving in, I have not seen a quail in the wild in 20 years. They live on the ground, and I think between coyotes and armadillos that they have pretty much devastated the quail population. I would like to get some quail and turn loose here on the farm, but someone said there's some kind of regulation about it. I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me if the government's stuck their nose in someone's business. They have no place sticking it. But anyway, got this right here to where I can hook it up to any battery. I've got a couple things I need to do with the Bobcat today while I've got the forks on it. There is some stuff down there by the shed, by the trailer, that has been there probably for a year. I just need to get it gone. I want to get the leaves cleaned up down there around that. And I'm sure I'll find a couple other things. I think my son wants me to move a pallet of retaining wall blocks for him so he can build a fire pit with what he's got left. I don't know if you saw that episode, but you can go back. That was a pretty good episode when we, or it might have been 2 or 3 episodes, when we did his carport, and we built a retaining wall. I backfilled the retaining wall, put the gravel down, and then he had a 30 by 30 carport put up. So it's pretty nice. So anyway, I'm not going to drag this out. This episode is going to be a pretty long episode anyway. I want to thank everyone for watching. Remember, if you like our content, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's free to subscribe. I don't know if you're familiar with YouTube, but as long as you have a Gmail email, you can sign up for YouTube free. A lot of good content on there. I created a Gmail account several years ago just so I could watch YouTube and stay logged in. And the good thing about if you create an account with YouTube and you find certain content that you enjoy watching, when you go back on there again, they'll show you more content that's similar to what you watched. And so I found several channels that way that I really enjoy watching now. We subscribe to probably a dozen or more channels Probably, I would have to say there's several of them. I watch all their episodes, but Outdoors with the Morgans, Arms Family Homestead, 3 of 7 Project, I watch him, watch Chad. Man, there's a bunch. Selling Yacht Florence. But anyway, I'll share the channels that we watch one day in the comments. But anyway, that's gonna be all for this episode. See you later. Real quick to finish my thought on what I didn't know about the Masters that I started in my last conversation and never finished it. If you go to the Masters, you can't take your cell phone. So you either have to leave them in your vehicle or lock them up there. If they catch you with a cell phone, they'll escort you out. So I never really paid attention when I watched it on TV in the past, but nobody has a cell phone.